There are times when you know that the moment is special. And why not? Because we have the 2021 Hayabusa with us. The Suzuki Hayabusa actually burst into the scene in 1999 and became the world's fastest motorcycle. And it held that title for a very long time. Well, that is history. The latest version of the Hayabusa is the state-of-the-art motorcycle. And like most of the BS6 motorcycles, it has lost a slight edge when it comes to power. So we find out if this motorcycle is actually the iconic speed demon or is it just a doppelganger. Now Suzuki has retained the Hayabusa's guile-like design, and why not? Because it is prominent and it makes it stand apart from the rest of the crowd. But when you look at it from the front, the beak-like nose, it retains that sharp looks, but it comes with a new headlamp structure. Now it comes with LED and projector lamps which are vertically stacked. It also comes with the elongated DRLs which double up as your indicators as well. Now moving towards the big fairing, again that humongous signature design of the Hayabusa is still there and comes with new air vents to make sure that the engine is a lot more cooler. Moving forward, if you look at the side panels, they're all new. It has got no retains, it hasn't retained anything from the older Hayabusa. The good thing here is that you look at the twin exhaust, they're not the huge barrel ones which used to be in the previous generation. They're slightly slimmer and they're a little bit upswept as well. Now coming to the back, you see that cowl here. Now this kind of reminds me of the manga series Akira. Now the futuristic bike in that comic has the same very futuristic cowl here. So it's more or less identical. Then you come back and it gets brand new LED tail lamps. They're big, they're prominent, they're very Hayabusa-like. So what is the secret behind the Hayabusa's success? Quite evidently, it is the heart, the engine. And Suzuki has retained this engine. Now you can't see the engine, but this is the same 1340cc engine which the previous generation also had. And it retains the same bore and stroke, but it has been radically reworked to ensure that this engine meets the strict BS6 emissions. Now, Suzuki claims that the new reworked engine is a lot more responsive, and that is true because of the low end and the mid-range power is a lot more responsive. Now what does that mean? That actually means that this engine is versatile because of that bottom grunt that is available. You can ride it in the city, you can actually just clonk it to 4th gear and ride it at 30-35 kilometers in the city. You don't have to change gears, there'll be no knocking of the engine, nothing at all. And if you're lucky and you see an open road, you can twist the throttle and easily reaches the 200 kilometer mark. As a matter of fact, it goes even faster than that, but we're not going to get into that. So the engine is extremely versatile. It is now mated to a 6-speed gearbox. It comes with a clutchless quick shifter as well. Now the quick shifter has 2 modes, one for racetrack and one for your regular riding modes. It is featherweight, it is very easy to use. So the heart remains the same, and therefore it also in many ways retains its original DNA. So let's talk about how the Hayabusa handles the ride quality. But before that, let's talk about the ergonomics. Now that has improved because you look at the handlebars here, they have now pushed back by 12 mm. Now it might not sound that much, but it actually makes a huge difference. It is a lot more comfortable. There's less stress on your wrist. In the previous generation, you actually had to outreach to hold on to the handlebar. So it's a lot more comfortable. Speaking of comfort, the saddle height is now reduced. It used to be 805 mm, it is now reduced to 800 mm. So for a person of my height, it's very good. As you can see, I can put both my feet firmly on the ground. It makes a lot of difference because this bike is a heavy bike. It's 266 kg, so it makes a lot of difference. Now, Suzuki has also managed to improve the ground clearance It is now 125 mm. Now that is an improvement, but with our unpredictable road conditions, I would suggest one should be a bit careful and be aware of the road conditions around you. Now what will surprise many of you is that this 266 kg motorcycle is actually a pretty agile one. Now if you're going on a straight highway and you open the throttle, it definitely reaches very high speed, but it remains stable. It gives you a lot of confidence. And at the same time, the surprising part here is that when it takes on corners, it stays and sticks to its line. It remains really well balanced. Now the good thing about the weight is it also lets you know that it's a very powerful machine that you're riding, and that is the reason why it is a well balanced motorcycle. So the Hayabusa handles extremely well, but does that come at a cost of your ride comfort? Absolutely not. The Hayabusa traditionally has offered a very comfortable ride quality, and it continues to do so. You can go over ditches, you can go over potholes. It is very comfortable. It cushions out the ride quality. There's no, bone jarring quality or experience at all. But yes, you have to be a bit careful with the low ground clearance. But all this is thanks to the brand new KYB front suspension as well as back. They both are fully adjustable. So if you're in the city, it can be on the softer spring or softer setup. And if you want to hit the track, then you can make it a bit more firmer. So it has the best of both worlds. Now the 2021 Suzuki Hayabusa is one of the state-of-the-art motorcycles in the market. It comes with a lot of technology, electronics, but at the same time Suzuki has retained its analog instrument cluster, which retains that retro look. It comes with that fuel gauge, then the RPM meter, then you've got the speedometer and the temperature gauge for the engine. It also comes with new switches right here. It comes with cruise control here, and here is the brain of everything. This is the new switch for the electronics. Now it comes with 6 different riding modes. You can see there, A is active, B is basic, C is comfort. Then there are 3 individualized or customized riding modes, U1, U2, U3. Now if you move forward, you can also go to the main menu. There are a lot of different riding modes. Now it's got like 10 different traction modes. It's got 3 different power modes. Even the wheelie control modes, there are 10 different versions. So it basically gives you a picture that how advanced this motorcycle is. It has a lot more features. It's a long list of features, but again, it is one of the most advanced bikes in the market. Suzuki Hayabusa is like a 90s rock band which is making its comeback, and a successful one, mind you, because the legend lives on. Now it's priced at 16.40 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi, which is just over 2.5 lakhs more than its previous generation. But honestly speaking, this super bike has no competition at all. And at that price, you get 1 liter bike, so it kind of speaks for itself. And it also has a lot more usable power. Yes, on paper, it has less horsepower, but in real life, it is a lot more usable, it is a lot more responsive, and you can use it in all different conditions. So if you have the money and if you are a big Hayabusa fan, we would say rush to the dealership and book one, because honestly we can't say when you'll get it, but at least you'll be on the list.